Hey everyone, welcome to the special Transformers Ghostbusters crossover Ectotron. Yeah, the kind of crazy release that no one saw coming and they're like, what? But yeah, there it is in the car mode, which we'll go off and go ahead and scroll off to the side because we'll look at this G1-esque box. And you see there's Ectotron's artwork and hey look, Ecto-1 and the green slime and hey look, the classic Hasbro logo and Ghostbusters Transformers 35th anniversary collaborative thing converts from Ecto-1 to robot and back. You see that there's a quick conversion thing on the top and the Transformers logo up there on the card. And hey, look, Ghostbusters and Transformers 35th anniversary and all that stuff. And another picture, the same picture on the side here. On the bottom, you got copyrights and another picture and all that stuff where it's what's included in the package. Hey, look, and the Transformers 35th anniversary on the back here. It's a good old 1984 thing with everything. And he's even got a little tech spec car and everything. He's even officially licensed by GM for the Cadillac mode and everything. Yeah, it's a function, paranormal investigator. When life splatters you with marshmallow goo, just go with it. When the Ghostbusters need a ride to the next paranormal hotspot, it's nice to have one who can also handle a proton pack. It's amazing. Yeah, there's just straight up G1 thing, yeah. And he comes with his instructions, which, special green because, well, it's Ghostbusters. And it's a decent bit of instructions. It's location. It's New York, because New York City, because that's where the Ghostbusters are and everything. And you tell, all this, it's good instructions right there. And he comes with a little translucent Slimer, which it's hard to pick out detail on him because just, well, the nature of this little figure. It's like a soft plastic. It's Slimer. There, it's hard to pick out the details on him, really. I can't even tell if it's in focus just because it's... Yeah, unfortunately, it's just kind of hard to detail, but there's this, big old face and the eyes and all that stuff. But he also has a peg hole. I think there's a peg hole. Yeah, there's a little peg hole there on the bottom. But he stands. He's got a nice base, so you can just stand there. So you can do whatever you want with him. But yeah, it's just kind of a somewhat softer plastic, or at least a soft plastic coating. There's something on the inside. It might be a hard plastic innard. Whichever. That's not the thing we're mostly here for, even though Slimer's kind of neat. Yeah, it's the Ecto-1. Yeah, and you get a little Ghostbusters logo. Mine's got a little, red scuff right there, something which I believe I could probably remove. Yeah, you got the nice white wall tires and everything. Nice silver up here with Ecto-1 bumper, or the license plate. The Cadillac badge. The red fins. The red lights are picked out. It's another silver bumper back here. And it even got the door detailing, the door handle detailing right there and everything. You've got of course, the big old, the siren, the lights and whatnot. Clear windows, which fortunately means you can just kind of see inside. If you look really close, you can see the robot head. But you got all the crazy stuff that was put on top of the car is there as well. Even the little ladder thing. It's all there, and it rolls really nicely. It's just really cool. I'm really enjoying this because it's I really like Ghostbusters as well as Transformers and stuff. Only thing, and also in mind, this panel on this side doesn't like to tab in cleanly. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what that's about. But yeah, sometimes if you put too much pressure on the front, it'll just kind of pop out. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what that's about. This side's fine, but this side just wants to pop out really easily. Unfortunately, but yeah, it's really cool. And everything, just really cool that this exists at all. I just really enjoy it. It's yeah. So yeah, I like this. I like this mode a lot. But transformation, you want to first pull this off, put that off to the side, and then you pull this thing out of the hood, and this blue thing, you pull this out of the side, and the two tabs right there, you pull those out. On this side, you untab the ladder thing from here. They're all soft rubbery plastic, so don't worry about it, and just bend that to the side. And then this tech chunk just kind of pulls up out from the top of the car, like that. And this actually transforms itself too. And it's technically parts forming, but it's parts forming I can forgive because of what it does. You also want to tab the blue thing from here as well. You want to untab that. Take this red thing, fold it down to the side. Take this part right here and move it back. So unfold it like this. Move this around and then take this piece, this little rod piece, a little peg hole right there where my thumb's pointing. You peg it in right there. Just like that. Goes in nice and secure. And then you fold this whole thing up like this. This bit right here, this white bit will go peg into the, kind of peg into this as well. It's like it's not like super solid, but it's solid enough. And there's your proton pack. And you can take the gun here and in the back of the gun, you peg that in. We'll get back to that when we get to robot mode. But yeah, that's the proton pack. The actual trap car proper, what you want to do is take the side panels right here, fold them out like this, and then there's a double hinge, so you just fold them up like that. So it's like that. Fold out and up like that. Boom. That's one step done. Next thing you want to do is come underneath here, then fold down the feet, and then fold these down like that. Then up here, unpeg this right here. You unpeg right here. You unpeg that, and then you can just slide those out so the legs come out. Make sure it's all the way out, and you close these up. Make sure the feet are still down. And you can untap the legs from each other. And back here, right here, you can hook your finger in and fold out the heel. Same on that side, and those are the legs done right there. Coming up top. Coming up top here. I'm going to go ahead and split the hood down the middle like this, down. Rotate it forward like this. Move the arms down on each side. Unfold the hands like that. Then right here, you want to just push this back half of the hood down like that on each side. Just push it down. And then you rotate the front of the hood forward on each side like that. It gives them big old nice shoulder pauldrons. You can open up the chest and flip the head out, and then make sure that's all lined up so this tab right here goes into that slot. And then you pretty much have Ectotron in his base robot mode. But of course, you want to finish it up. Taking the proton pack here. And there's a slot here in the light bar, which there's a tab here, right there on the proton pack, which goes in, and then boom. You don't want them armed currently, you can just put this up like this, and there's this little peg right here can actually go in this peg hole right there like this. So if you don't want them holding it, you can just have it, holstered like it is in the movie. Yeah, that's Ectotron's robot mode. And look at it. It's it's even got the brown stuff, now it's like the little the coveralls they wear in the movies. A little bit like that. So I got and he even got his little nameplate right there. It says Ectotron and everything. He's got his goggles. This nice little bit of detail, silver, red, and bits in here. Silvers and reds as well as the brown. It's just really nice looking. You can kind of see his eyes right there. I just accidentally pulled the proton pack off. Now you can kind of see his eyes. I'm sure how well you can see those eyes, but yeah, you see their blue eyes and a silver face. Fortunately, you can't move the goggles. I wish there's just a little hinge there so the goggles could go up and down, but nonetheless, it does not happen. That stinks. Yeah, you can also, of course, arm him. Take this bit off. Shows the left hand, which is good for me because, yeah. Then just bring it around. Of course, just pegs in like that. You don't have to attach it so much, although if you bend this too far forward, you can see that just kind of came undone, so be careful of that. And so just be careful when you're doing it, so you don't want to move it too far, bend it too much at the elbow. But yeah, he's got his proton gun, or proton pack gun, whatever. Some purists are gonna yell at me because I got the lingo wrong. So that's pretty neat. He can hold either hand, but again, I prefer left hand because that's how I am. I like the left-handed Transformer soup. So yeah, that's all I think. That's the one thing I will complain about also is that this doesn't peg in super well. Another thing is these heels. It's really easy to accidentally kick them back in or push them back in when you're just trying to pose him. But yeah, it's still a pretty solid figure, I feel, in general. Yeah, yeah, it's kind of sort of shares engineering with the Combiner Wars Onslaught hotspot mold. It kind of shares that engineering. You can see if you recognize the chest flip and everything, and the leg, the style of the thighs and the arms. It's pretty clear. If it's not a direct retool / remold, it's definitely has a common shared engineering between those molds. So it's that. It's kind of that weird nebulous thing of it's not technically a remold, but it shares enough that it shares a lot in common with those. But articulation wise, his head can move left and right, up and down a tiny bit. If you want to untab it, you can also untab it from the chest piece here and give him a lot more forward and or up and down motion on his head as well if you really want. Shoulders can move forward and back, although they're hindered backwards because of the backpack, which isn't too bad, and I don't really mind it because he's supposed to have a backpack. You know, he's supposed to have a backpack, so of course. His outward as well, a bit limited because of the shoulder pauldron. He's got a bicep swivel, elbow, about 90 degrees or so. No waist, unfortunately, because of the way it's molded, left over from those molds he shares stuff with, unfortunately. Hips go forward pretty well. There's no ratchets, unlike the other ones, though, because, well, he doesn't really need it because he's not a combiner. He can go back is limited by backpack. Outward, there's a soft ratchet there, but goes pretty far outward. There's also this additional bit of movement of the shoulder I forgot about from the transformation. So you got a bit there. Got a thigh swivel. Knees, about 90 degree. So, and there's no ankle articulation, but they are sculpted for an A stance, and I guess you can adjust the toe a little bit if you want. And the heel as well, if you need to, but the heel only goes out that far. But you can adjust the toe a little bit if you want to. Yeah, articulation's kind of basic. It's Combiner Wars articulation, so it's not as good as say Siege, but it's still decent in its own right. So then anyway, the thing is here, this guy is like, what was it? I think $40 or is it $50? Yeah, it's like $40 or $50 for this guy, unfortunately. That's the big problem. I believe, depending on where you got it, Hasbro Pulse and GameStop were selling him. I believe Hasbro Pulse is no longer selling him. I can't remember for sure, but one of the two, I think one of the two might have sold out. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, that's what they're selling them for, like $40, $50, depending on when and which one you bought from. Yeah, or was it 60? Oh, actually, it might have been as high as 60. Yeah, $40 to $60. I'm going to go with that. $40 to $60, depending on where you bought. So it's a bit expensive because considering it's an older Combiner Wars-esque Voyager mold. So yeah, he's a bit on the spendy side, considering what you're getting. It's really cool. Don't get me wrong. I think it's really cool, and I thought it was worth it. I got mine up, I think, for about $45. I can't remember the exact, but it wasn't that much. It wasn't full price. I remember that. I definitely get mine for full price, but he's a bit spendy for what you are getting. You are getting a Voyager figure with a little Slimer. You are paying for the novelty of a Ghostbusters Transformer. That is what you are paying for. It's really cool. So here's the thing. If you really like Ghostbusters as well as Transformers, I would honestly recommend getting this guy because it's a really neat figure. Overall, it looks really good. It's got decent articulation. And the mold it's based on or shares engineering with, I do like that mold anyway. So for me, this was kind of no-brainer. I'm getting it. I do like this guy a lot. It's if you really like Ghostbusters as well as Transformers, it's a really cool guy to have, I feel. But if you're not super interested in one or the other, if only one of those franchises really holds your interest, I would probably skip this guy because it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's cool, but it's kind of spendy for what you're getting. So it's like you have to really love both of those franchises, I feel, or else you're just not getting much out of it. But it is for what you are. I think I still feel is kind of neat. It's just it is kind of on the expensive side, unfortunately. And there's the Slimer, if you want a Slimer, and it's just the kind of novelty of the G1 box and everything. It's very much a novelty piece. It's very much a collector's piece. So yeah, if one of these franchises doesn't interest you, just skip. But otherwise, if you're like me, go for it. I think you'll enjoy it for what you're getting. I think for what you're getting, you'll actually pretty much enjoy it and won't regret it. Just know that it is a little spendier than it probably should be. So yeah, there's that. Get it. If again, like I said, all that stuff rambling about. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It's got a couple flaws, or at least mine has a couple flaws, like a few loose bits and one paint flaw, but I still like it. So anyway, I hope you find this informative, entertaining, or whatever. Enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Notification bell, all that garbage you have to do on YouTube nowadays. And that's it. So I'll see you next time with another video review, and hopefully we'll be getting back to Siege, because yeah, there's a couple figures coming out pretty short order that I should have soon. So bye.